Hi, welcome to this video where I thought I'd take a look at some of the open-handed challenges I've encountered with my recent pursuit of going back to playing open-handed, at least for some percentage of the time. I spent about 30 years trying to master this, so left-handed traditional grip, but I just found in a lot of the louder rock situations I was just really fighting to maintain that grip, so I switched to match grip, and I just really dislike playing cross-handed in match grip. And prior to the 30 years of that, I actually played right-handed on the left-handed kit for some time. So recently I've tried to get back into a little bit of that, and I just thought I'd run through 5 grooves that I found particularly challenging and that were deceptively challenging as well. So first up is the James Brown cold sweat style groove, something like this. And so first of all, the challenge there was trying to get the ghost notes in there, and it dawned on me that the part of the challenge in that is actually playing a single stroke roll leading with this hand, because if I'm filling the ghost notes in normally, if I was this way, so I had to spend a bit of time mastering that this way. And then something else I would almost do as a reflex with that pattern would be when I'd hit the backbeat, say playing it this way around, I play 3/16 notes in this hand at the same time. Just generates a nice bit of 16th note movement. And again, as soon as I tried to flip that this way, it really threw a spanner in the works. So let's see if I can get it now. So I found I had to develop that motion in that hand, that sort of 3-note reflex. Bit of flam tap action kind of helped on that front too. Okay, so groove number 2 was a swung funk kind of feel, where you're maintaining what's essentially a jazz ride cymbal pattern on the hi-hat. And I found that I just didn't really have that ride cymbal pattern, the right hand pattern there as a reflex. So that pattern slowly, the essence of it is this. And then you fill in the missing ghost notes. So groove number 3 is this up-tempo half-time feel, which again has that 16th note single stroke undercurrent, where you're having to lead with that hand again. So something like this. So I picked up a few things that I would normally do this way around, and there's a few different movements that I would play around the backbeat that seemed to get me out of trouble. One of them was the 3/16th note movement, again on the hi-hat. One is a paradiddle either side of the backbeat. And then you can use other broken stick-ins occasionally, but still trying to pull that backbeat out. Groove number 4 is the 5/4 pattern that Vinnie Colaiuta plays on the Sting track 7 Days. That's a challenging groove regardless of which hand is playing the hi-hat, because you're playing these, which would be regarded as 8th notes, you're in 5/4, but you're accenting every 4 notes. And that turns the whole thing into a 2-bar pattern. So the basic feel on the original would be something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I found it a great challenge to try and get a single stroke rough in, or some of those group of 3 movement that you would sometimes hear on the hi-hat. And I like to put a little extra bass drum note in that follows the actual string part on the track, just gives it a little more to hold on to. And then I quite like trying to get some additional tom movement with this hand, which you can do now because the toms are accessible because you're playing open-handed. And finally, example 5, a pattern that sort of tripped me up, which was the groove that Jeff Porcaro plays towards the end of Rosanna. Rosanna was one of the first grooves I attempted to play this way, and I guess the Purdy shuffle as well. And but there was just something about the syncopation of that backbeat that just kept throwing me a bit of a curve. And And another challenge that I found was then moving that shuffle feel up to the bell and getting that body to bell motion that is just a reflex here. Took a lot of work over there. So for example, the Purdy shuffle, where you're just filling in all the ghost notes. And then we could extend that into the Rosanna feel. I'll fill in all the ghost notes, even though you don't quite get all of the ghost notes most of the time on the original version. But as I say, it's that groove at the end, the essence of which is this. That I found challenging. We can throw a few ghost notes into that as well. So there you have it, 5 grooves that I found particularly challenging playing this way around. I think they're particularly challenging grooves regardless of whether you're going to cross your hands or not. And they're definitely a work in progress for me. I just enjoy this challenge of trying to play the kit this way. I've still got this way of playing, and I can do all of that stuff this way, and it feels a whole lot more instinctive and unconscious. But I like where this is potentially heading, so I'm sticking with it for a while and just running various grooves this way. So I'll leave you with a bit of the Jeff Porcaro groove on I Keep Forgetting the Michael McDonald track, which is a serious endurance workout to maintain the single-handed 16ths. And yeah, see you on the next one.